What's up, everybody? So we just finished day 2 of Subsistence Accelerated. Just a quick reminder, if you guys haven't checked out any of the previous videos, make sure that you do so. This is an accelerated map. It's a map that I have altered inside of the configuration of the sim. There are other resources to show you guys how to do that. My purpose in doing this is not to necessarily show everyone how to edit the game, but well, it's two-pronged. To show what the potential of the game is, especially with the progression, as well as show you guys, or show the developer, hopefully, if he ever sees this, that the progression can be reduced. Subsistence has always had a very, very, very slow progression. Always had it. And in the early days, that made perfect sense. But we've reached a point now where I think it's sort of like to the developer, like, CG, it's time to take some of it away. Like, I've got over almost 700 hours in this simulator, and I don't think I've ever actually built every single thing possible in the game. So what I did is I used various tools. Again, there are other tutorials that show you guys how to do this to basically edit the loot. That's the only thing I've done. Everything that I loot, everything that is produced inside the sim, also same thing with duration time, and then the ammo damage I have also increased as well. But there's no cheating. There's no cheat engine here. We're not going to be changing our loot inside the... what is going on? Something is acting really funky, and it's with my keyboard. I think I'm going to unplug that. Keyboard just, I don't know, felt like it was acting weird. Huh, alright, whatever, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so that's what I've done. There's no cheat engine, no editing of inventory items. Everything I need I will have to go out and get still, just as I would regularly. It's just now I'm going to get more of it for each return, right? And so we're on day 2 here. Let's go ahead and eat that. Looks like we've got some spoiled food. We'll keep that for bug repellent. Let's see what we got here. Got some shotgun shells. Is it even time to make a shotgun? I don't think it is yet. Nope. Okay, so we've got a fire going. How much wood is left on that? Probably should throw some more on there. We don't have much of it, so let's go get some. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west. I was like thinking about, I was like, wait a minute, are we on day 3? All right, so first let's start out by popping our little wolf friend here. And like I increased the arrow damage, for example, because as someone who even used to own a wolf, I owned a wolf. Or my parents did, but I grew up with the damn thing. I can tell you, they're big, they're cool, they're gorgeous, they're very powerful animals. 2 arrows, you're going to drop a wolf. Okay, where before I think it was like 4. So, you know, some of the things. Now, for example, the damage for like on a bear, it only takes like 4 arrows to drop a bear now in the sim. That could be unrealistic still. But I really couldn't figure out a way to really balance that. But anyway, because that's obviously per the animal and not so much, you know, anything else there. All right, let's put the water on there. Let's put a steak on there. There we go. Get some grub. Let's go get some wood. Trees, same thing. So the trees don't trap down in this sim. But like, for example, this tree size here by default would normally give us 4 logs. I think now I have it set to 10. You know, so you don't have to go from tree to tree to tree to tree to tree to tree. There is a big log or a big tree that normally gives you 6. I think it gives us 15. And you guys will understand when you see the size of it. It's a big tree. So anyway, there we go. That's it for that. Let's go drop some wood on the fire. Whoop. I always like to top off the water. We're here anyway. We got the fire going. No reason not to, so we're going to pop that in. And can he get up there? He can. Yay. And we'll throw this canteen back on there. And now we'll just wait a second. All right, time to eat. There we go. We got our protein coming up. Even that didn't quite max it out. We'll just wait for our water, and then we'll go see what the day's going to bring. We need to get some tree logs to finish the base up, or finish. I'm trying to hold off as long as I can before we build the BCU, a base command unit. That's where we get to build more of the advanced stuff. Simply because once we do that, the hunters are out there. Now the hunters, I have them set not to attack us, but if we get too close to them, they will. So never ever stop foraging, never stop grabbing stuff, never stop getting what you need. So, you know, never get too comfortable. That's one thing I'll say about this sim. Come on. It's got a nice beat to it, though. That's it for that one. Okay, and that'll be it for a little bit. We'll get more as we move around. I am noticing some of the streaming and some of the graphics are a little weird. I will say that we just enabled rebar in the system settings. And by the way, just a little tip, guys, for those of you who are pros and might happen to see this, if you have rebar enabled in your BIOS, get NVIDIA Profile Inspector, because I can almost guarantee it is not enabled at the driver level. Just a little tip there for you. You may think rebar is enabled when in fact it is not being used at all. But I have noticed that Subsistence seems to be acting a little weird since I enabled it at the driver level, but Subsistence is also DX9, so that could be part of that. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. All right, so what do we got up here? I see Mr. Bear up there. All right. So yeah, like I said, I increased a lot of the loot. Pretty much anything that you can loot, I increased the amount, and that's just to increase the progression. So the other thing that I did do, this sim uses something called mass, which you guys will see later on. I basically set the auto regen for the mass very, very high and very, very fast. And then things like solar panels and things like that, and even the base command unit by itself, the power that it automatically generates without any assistance from any outside sources, I increased that as well, just slightly. Just again, because you have to reach a point where the base can sustain itself without having to do 220 different edits. So here's one of those big trees that we were talking about. This is the one that will give us 15 logs. Oh, Jesus, knocking stuff over. But the other cool thing is you get a tree grub for this, and you need the tree grub in order to do some fishing. It's that time. Monster. The elixir of life. Alright, so let's keep going down here. Get some medicinal herbs. I will give you guys a little hint. At least on normal and easy, the bears and wolves are not too bad. You can get pretty close to them. You know, you just gotta keep your ears open, and when they start to make those noises that they're mad, that's when you have their attention. Let's go get these metal scraps over here. Boop. Okay. Boop. We need to do quite a bit more hunting. How many arrows do we have? I think we have a ton of arrows now. 36 arrows. Yeah, we're good on arrows. We have plenty of stuff to make more too. So we need to do some good hunting today because we need to get the shotgun made. And I want to get a rifle made. The problem with the rifle is we're also going to need iron fragments. So we'll have to make a refinery for the ore that we're picking up here. I know a lot of this stuff probably gets boring to watch. Trust me, it gets boring to do. That's sort of why I've done what I've done with the sim. You know, it just gets very repetitious. But in the beginning especially, you need a lot of cordage. And so you need a lot of fibers. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we're just going to keep making our way around. What I normally do is just do a big circle around the lake, work our way back to the house, and off we go. Pick up veggies while we go. We actually got seeds from that one, so that's cool. There's some more iron, it looks like. Hooah! Alrighty. We'll definitely want the iron. There it is, baby. And so, like, the iron fragments, that's another example, right? So each one of these, normally you'd get one for one ore for one fragment, but there are plenty of items that you would need, I don't know, 12, 15, 16 fragments for. And so again, that progression we were talking about, extremely long progression. And so I changed that to every tick for every ore is 10 fragments. You know, and again, that could be a little high. I'll admit there are certain items that I have tuned too high, but the idea is this was a concept, right? The concept of, hey, you don't need to run this thing as a brutal grind fest anymore. When it first launched, like I said, I understood it because, you know, there wasn't the content there when he first launched. I mean, I've been playing the sim since shortly after he launched it, on and off, and I always keep coming back to it. That's the amazing thing, is it's an amazing simulator. It's a lot of fun. No zombies, no plague-infested rodents, no whatever else comes of post-apocalyptic crap. You know, I get tired of all the zombies, man. I get tired of all the same stories. You know, abandoned cities and, you know... By the way, always make sure you wash your hands in this sim. Just having blood on your hands for too long, you can get an infection. And that's one of the things that I love about it. Like, he's got so many things. He has an amazing platform here. It truly is an amazing sim. The way I sort of picture it, it kind of reminds me of Scum. Because this entire thing, and I think it just has to do with map boundaries, right? But it's a huge map. Huge map. Like, all that ticking, that's still the map moving. Okay? Massive map. But it's got a fence at all the barriers, right? Where the map ends, where the play area ends. And so the way I like to immerse myself in this is you're a prisoner, right? And this is your punishment. If you can survive, great. If not, well, justice be served. You know, I don't know. You know, maybe some sort of like, and the other thing I like about it is it's multiplayer. You can play with your friends. You can set up full-on communities. You can set up teams. You know, the teams have to find each other. I mean, there's so many things you could do with the sim, and it goes on and on and on, man. It's a fantastic platform. And the architecture and the building in it is really gorgeous. You know, I would love to see this on like DirectX 12. Oh man, make this with Unreal Engine 5. Ooh, buddy, that'd be pretty. And I think it's just one guy producing it, and you know, my hat's off to him. It really is. I think he's done a wonderful job. But you know, I'm hoping in one of these releases that he finally decides, hey, I don't need the progression to be what it is anymore. And the beautiful part about it is it's only $15. So, you know, we're just gonna cruise on here, make our way around. Get back to the house, we'll start building some stuff. We're getting a pretty good collection going here. Got a bunch of pistol ammo. I don't usually make the pistol, but there is another firearm that he added to it. What was it called? German Schnauzer? I have to remember what the hell the name of it is. Smauser? Mauser? It's not the Mauser. Mauser I thought was a machine gun. It is a gun, right? Anyway, I don't know. It's not that. It's a little handheld gun that they always use. They always showcased. You load it from the top down. I think it has like a 9-round magazine. Okay. It does look like we're going to have to cut this short, though, because we have a storm coming. We want deers. We want deers. Gotcha. We want deers because they're antlers. Their antlers will have what we need. It's going to be a waste, but I need the leather anyway. We need the leather. We need to make clothes. We need to start getting warm. We need to make some shoes. We need to get quite a bunch of stuff here. So there's building supplies here, but we need their antlers for adhesive. We're going to need a lot of adhesive, especially when it comes time to make windows. And the real big thing is it's sort of like a two-prong. So the other thing is like you can turn the hunters off that we talked about. And the way I look at hunters is they're sort of just like, you know, you or I in this. They start out with more equipment, which kind of crap. Like they'll start out with full-on rifles and of course you can't take their weapons. I have no idea where that arrow went. I thought it was right here. I shot that one real long. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Damn it. Okay, we got him here. That's perfect. Just stay right there, bud. Night night. All right. Lawn dart. He slid all the way down. Take him. Boom. Now we can't make actually shoes until we go after like a moose or a mountain lion. And the mountain lions, whew, buddy, they are not nice. Neither are the moose, to be honest with you. The moose take like 10 arrows. And if you let them hit you, oh, dude, it is brutal. It is so grody. So we'll probably wait for the shotgun for that. But I think we actually have enough to make it now. Well, we got 4 leather there. Alright, so we're still doing okay on the weather. Gonna keep an eye on it. As long as it doesn't get too cold, we'll be okay. So we'll probably just keep it near the shoreline, try to continue our track. Where's the sun? I still got time. Actually, we don't have a lot of time. Guess we'll... yeah, let's go ahead and start heading back, I guess. So we'll just run ourselves back. Let's see what we got. We got 3 planks here, 36 wood. Let's start making some planks so we can keep building when we get back. This was another change I made. Like I said, I reduced the cost of everything. Everything's cost is reduced. That's basically the way to look at what I've done to this map. We will get some more to make sure we have enough firewood and everything to get through the night. There's the rain. Told you the storm was coming. All right. Feel like Indiana Jones / Crocodile Dundee. Gotta look at the sun, see what time it is. Like I said, as long as our temperature there on the top left doesn't get too cold. Oh, you guys can't see it. My big head is in the way. It is 11 degrees Celsius. So as long as we don't get too close, like 3 degrees Celsius, we start having problems. That's the other thing I really like, is this sim also respects elevation. If you're super cold and need to warm up quickly, you know, you run your butt down the mountain and get to lower elevations, and it helps. Blueberries. See where we're at on those. Ooh, buddy. There we go. Really shouldn't be sprinting everywhere. I'm doing that for you guys' benefit, so you don't have to sit here and watch me walk everywhere. You do want to try to walk as often as you can. Just like in real life, the more you sprint, more resources you burn, the more you have to come up with to replenish it. Again, another thing, when you make the plant bed, the yield that you get from plants is also increased. That way you have enough where you can effectively... Because, like, for example, if you pick up a tomato and you eat the tomato, you don't get the seed. And that, again, comes back to the lack of... That one's a little bit lack of realism. Like, we can cut a tomato open, take the seeds out, plant the seeds, and eat the tomato, right? And, you can't in this. You get one or the other. You can extract the seed from the tomato, but then you lose the tomato. And the tomato is just an example. It's like that with everything. So I like to... So I've increased the yield. That way you get the option essentially to do both. And it's got some gorgeous spots, man. I do think rebar is tripping this sim out, though. The waterfall looks weird. It doesn't normally look like that. So I do think having rebar turned on is a resizable bar, for those who don't know what it is. It's a protocol that basically allows the CPU to communicate with the GPU faster by using all of the video card's RAM, or has access to all the video card's RAM instantly. Gonna have to walk a little bit. Stamina's getting low. Make some cordage here. Like I said, never stop building, never stop moving. Because especially in the beginning, you want to keep yourself going. I have used that rock formation as an early shelter so many times when playing this. There are two giant lakes, one to the far southeast and one to the more or less the west. And if you want a little tip, in my opinion, I think the West Lake is the best place to start. And you can identify them by the caves on the map. Oh, see, now we're getting cold. That's what that blue flash was. And just like in real life, as you start to get really cold, your body starts burning proteins and fats to warm yourself up. Same principle here. If you get cold, your protein level will start to drop. Hooah! There we go. Alright, so right off the bat, we know that we need a roof. Let's go ahead and get that going. Let's get building one of those. Boom, there we are. We've used up some water. Let's get that in there. Let's start our fire back up. I should have everything just to make one. Oh, we just need a couple sticks. There we go. Craft a fire starter, put that on the ignition, put the fuel on there, and voila! We'll be ready to go on protein. We're low on the veggies now, but I kind of asked for that one. That was my fault. Okay, so the goal here is that this is going to be our workshop area. Then we're going to come this way. I'm thinking... And, like, literally you do need a bedroom. Like, this isn't trying to be like, we're going to make a bedroom next. You know, like, being legit, you need a bed. You can actually build bedroom furniture and things like that. You guys will see way later on. But need a kitchen. Need a greenhouse, somewhere to grow your plants, whether you decide to do that outside. But you can actually have grow light, so inside is the best. I'm thinking do, like, a kitchen thing kind of here. Have a green room here, right next to the kitchen. Do a glass green room so it gets as much sunlight as possible. Have the kitchen here, half walls, glass windows. I think it's going to be dope. So what we're going to do here is let's start building some foundations. So 1, 2, 3. It looked like 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Man, that lagging is really weird. Ooh, got back just in time. Alright, so we want to pull that off. We're going to go ahead and cook that. We just don't want it to go bad. Put the water on there. Okay, now let's go ahead and keep building. We got our protein picked up. That's awesome sauce. 8. Throw that guy down. Need quite a few ceilings. So let's see. What do we need for ceilings? What are we low on? Oh, we're low on some planks. So let's get some planks going after this. Oh, let's see here. We can do a few of these at least. There's 2. Then go back to our planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just do a few of these. Do we already have some? I didn't even think to look. Alright, let's throw some cordage in here. Oh, wait, no, I guess we didn't have that. Alright, so there's that. Animal fat. Get the minerals. Let's start organizing now that we're starting to get some quantity of things here. Seeds. Tree grub. Feathers. Let's start making a little bit more sense of this. These are going to be down here together. Okay, wow, right on the money. Those, we can make more ammo. There's more ammo down here. Those are rifle rounds. Here's more seeds. These are cotton. We're going to need to make another bin here as soon as we're going to do. Looks like we've already taken out a deer. I don't even remember doing that is the funny part. Drop those on top of each other. Put these here. Metal fragments. Let's get all these up here together. Your building supplies. Alright. Leather. Drop those on here. Put those down there. Put that way down at the bottom. Least amount of used to most commonly used. Not ready for that yet. Oh, we do have sinew. I didn't know we had it. Did I already make boots? We did not make boots yet, but apparently we... What did we drop? We must have dropped a moose. I didn't drop a leopard. I'm surprised I did that. Okay, there's that. There's that. Alright, so we have tomato seeds. Like, this is a good start once we get our planter going, which we'll have soon. Alright, so let's come back over here. We know we need quite a few roofs, so let's get that going so that way we don't have to worry about it. Let's get these last 2 foundations down so we have most of the foundation built. There's that down there. Okay, here. I think what we can do here is just a simple staircase. Maybe I can make a... We'll make one more foundation, and we'll see if that cuts all the way across. Look at that. It was meant to be. Alright, so now we go to 7, and let's start getting... Which way are these facing? I want to try to... Oh, those are facing a different direction. That'll drive me nuts. Anyway, here we go. This is where I like getting things done. And this is what I was talking about. You know, you get all of your cool... Get all your foraging and everything done during the day, and that way at night, I mean, we're not even officially, I mean, we're there, but we didn't actually hit dark. So now we have, and we are going to remove probably 2 of these, because this is going to be our, well, actually, I guess we should actually, I guess that was kind of dumb. What are we still making? Let's actually get rid of those. I guess that was kind of dumb, because I actually don't, well, I mean, I guess that's enough for the greenhouse. We'll start there and we'll see what we get. Right? Right. Okay, so now we're going to need a doorway. Now we could do a full-on hallway or just have a door right here. So let's do the door right here. This is where this gets fun. Need a full wall to go right there. We need a door to close this off. And we need more planks. Looks like I have the framework on that side. Yeah. No, I don't. Guess I kind of have to pick which way I want to do this, huh? Maybe have the door here instead. Okay. No, I don't like that. Let's move it. Moving you. Oh, now it's getting cold. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Alright, let's see if we can use this guy like we had talked about. Keep it the same way. Oof. Yeah, I'd say that worked. We were going to leave that open. I guess we'll do this with this guy. Use it like a patio. We're going to want a doorway right there. Oh, oops. That sucks. You don't really want to eat that when it's burnt. I do recommend getting rid of them. Alright, so the freaking rain stopped. It's the rain that was making it so cold. I mean, it's still cold. You can see it there, but we have our entryway there, and then we'll block all of that off eventually. We're going to have to put a door right there temporarily until we can get the glass. But let's see here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls, or 4 walls and a door. So I told you when you get cold, you burn that protein, man. Okay, so where are we? Go ahead and drink that. The sun should be coming up soon, so we're going to jump back in the water. Ah, it's so cold. Loop. Alley-oop. All right, stay near the fire. Whew, okay, so let's see what we got. Let's go put some stuff away, actually. Ah, gosh, every freaking 4 seconds, man. We'll drop that in there. We'll put those planks down in there. Well, actually, might as well make the walls. At least as many as we can. Doot. Yep, 3. There we go. Yes, I know you're cold, bonehead. I guess we'll just make the rest of these planks. Okay. And let's see here. Let's put those down there. We're going to have to make another box tomorrow. Let's see about that shotgun. Oh, I need those 5 planks. Alright, we'll just camp out here. Alright, and I think we're just going to wrap it up there, you guys. We're just about done with day 2, so I'll see you guys in the next one for day 3. Stick around.